Hello people, this is Ryder here with the review of the Ultraman Blazar DX Tilsonite Sword. Sorry about that. Anyways, this is Blazar's primary sidearm that he gains a quarter through the show. To which, obviously, as we covered before, it's obtained through the Tilsonite Spear and the power of Garurumon and such. To which, I do like it's in the same box scheme as this set and such, just for consistency. And it is nice that they didn't make you in a way have to get this for the stone, even though you might as well get both. Shows the core gimmick of the Tilsonite Sword, shows as a whole, and obviously Blazar. Surprisingly, this box is really thin, but anyways, here's Blazar with the Tilsonite Sword, pulling it back, the light gimmick, and him doing the finishers. Here is the fact that it's 50 centimeters. Here's the QR code for the instructions. Again, the light gimmick. Again, the bottom just contains the cautions, warnings, the battery requirements, and the back, again, just shows you, it just shows you what to do with it, and the official romanization of the Tilsonite Sword, because we were previously under the assumption that it was Tilsonite, but it's officially romanized as Tilsonite, but pronounced as Tilsonite. So here we have the Tilsonite Sword out of its box, and for sure it's interesting, but it fits really well with Blazar's aesthetic and such, because the whole premise of this sword, it's the spine of Garurumon. However, that is infused with lightning and a spear, I think. But I don't know. I don't know if they actually talk about how it came to be, but it's pretty interesting. I'll go from the handle first. I really like the details of the wraps around the lower portion of the spine and such, just because it's again, I like how it feels handmade and such, even though it was made from a spear and such. And again, it's such an interesting color. This is such an interesting color combination of this really shiny light tan, whitish tan, and then just the wraps just being a solid brown, and with the trigger also being that color too. The back doesn't really have much, and then the blade being this nice turquoise blue and such, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is all plastic and such. I think the only paint there is the gold at this centerpiece, to which you just simply pull this back until it stops, and then, because basically when you let it go, it pushes in and such. But also this gear system is really satisfying to hear and such. Obviously, it's probably more ideal just to actually have the lightning fit here and such. But obviously, the huge selling point of this sword is that it's 60 millimeters? Basically, they made this the same size as the Zonglass sword or the Ultra caliber and whatnot. I think I can pull the Ultra caliber. Yeah. The Zonglass sword's in storage. Here's the Ultra caliber, to which It's still longer, but it's at least like from handle to tip. The Ultra caliber is a bit longer with this extended. So I think this might be the same length. I think it's the same length as the Zongla sword. And obviously, I also really like this part down here too. I think this part is actually painted because of the brown. Because again, it just helps invoke like this was like handmade and such. Like scavenged kind of thing. And obviously here, this is stuff for later and such. This takes 2 AAA batteries, I believe, to which just slot in here, and then the on and off switch back here, and the speaker grills and such. But this thing is actually pretty loud. And the LEDs are going to be here. Such. So if we were to switch it on like so, we have, I think, 2 LED sections and such, to which we get 2 slashes that get repeated. Because this section glows up to this point, and then this section glows up to here. And I really like how the lights are synchronized. Or are programmed. Because they like go back and forth and they like flicker and such to emulate lightning. And I know it might be annoying to some that Blazar's grunt is permanently attached to the slashes, but honestly, I think it makes it more fun. Like, these are, like, honestly, this is, like, my favorite, like, just standard slashes that we've gotten in recency. Now, we have up to 3 finishers, to which the first finisher you get from pulling this from 1 to 2 times. So obviously the accurate way is just pulling it once. And then you can hold it up in place just to let this spin. But when you let it go, it will start. So here's the standby. Obviously, the LED sections will just start flickering until you press the trigger. So there's the first finisher, to which I forgot to actually look up. That was pretty dumb on my half. So I think the first finisher is the Inazuma Slash. Which is just, again, like a basic slash and such. Now, okay, apparently to the wiki, he does actually pull it twice. So that is canon. Yeah, him pulling, huh. Alright. So when you actually pull it up to, so like the first 2 pulls are going to be the same, but you pull it up to 3 to 4 times. There, I would just do it 4 times. Press the trigger. So this one's called the Raiden's Finish. It's Raiden with a Z. And then to do the finisher, we do it up to 5 times. To which this finisher is called the Overload Raimezan. Which, again, I don't want to just read the wiki, I just want to just give you the name of the finisher because they're on the box and such. And obviously you get that for when you do it over like 5 times. Can you interrupt it? No. You're just, again, you're just basically stuck with those sounds and such, and then obviously you're back to the default sounds. Whoops, I hit the light. But yeah, oh shoot. You can see the... Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh man. But yeah, so it's basic for sure. But I actually love this sword. I really like this sword a lot. It's definitely unique of a it's a really unique sidearm that we've gotten. And again, I really like Blazar's approach of not doing alternative forms, but doing like giving him more, building up his arsenal and such. As Niji Kagachi, obviously, the Rainbow Cauldron basically acted up as like his second form, and then the Tilsonite Sword. The Tilsonite Sword was basically his mid-season power-up, because it was basically in that slot. And it's just really cool that they've put an emphasis on a weapon, as the last time they've kind of had, technically, I was like, a weapon that actually had importance was the Shepardon Saber, but you can argue that Beliarock fit in. Well, I don't know. Beliarock was a part of a power up or the final form, but obviously the one that I've actually seen was the Shepardon Saber. Oh well, the X Slugger, the X Slugger actually had importance too, and then the Orb Caliber. Gee, but anyways, like I really like this toy a lot. It does the traditional Ultraman sidearm thing, but it's not a bad thing. And plus, I think this toy's really fun handling. Like, several times when I initially got this, I would just walk around this room just swinging it around just because it's fun. Like, I really do like that they finally like up the scale for the weapons just to be on par with the Ryder, or not Ryder, up to Sentai at least, because it's, you know, it will make sense to do that, especially because for the case of this weapon, we don't see it in the Ultra space. So basically, everything you do see of this weapon, like, it's Blazar himself doing it, which is pretty cool. But like, other than that, it's a pretty fun weapon by itself. Obviously, you're gonna need this weapon for this thing, which we will get to which I think makes this weapon a lot more fun. But again, we'll get to that. Like, I've already pointed out a lot of things I've already liked about it. The LED, like, I know it's really simple. It's a really simple thing that they have been doing with, like, weapons that have been lightning based, but it's always so amusing just to see how the LEDs work and such. It's just always, I think I always appreciate them taking the time to do that, and it's also really nice just seeing like LEDs like flash in and out in a quick succession. Like, it's just always fascinating and like just very amusing to see. And like what I said before, I like how man-made this. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say man-made because it is a spine, but it's just like, I really do like just how, is grotesque the right word, of a weapon it is and such, because again it fits with like Blazar's like basically caveman aesthetic and such. But again, I highly recommend for you to get this weapon. I don't know if this is a sold out thing. I assume it's not, but again, I'll say it's probably 50-50. I got this off of HLJ for its retail price, I believe. I think this thing did sell for like $35, which obviously that is steep. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I don't recommend anyone to get the roleplay weapons under 30, or to get them under 30, but like obviously for the sake of just getting it out of the way, it's just like whatever, I'll get it for its price. But I hope this thing is like on a sale and such, because again, by itself it does the bare necessities and such. And you know, I it's really fun handling. That's all I can really repeatedly, constantly say, and I apologize for that.